Hello. Good morning. Good morning, and happy Shivratri to everyone.
హ్యాపీ శివరాత్రి అండి.
Thank you so much. Okay. So today the topic which are going to discuss is a BOM and it's a BOM, bill of materials అనమాట. సో మనకు బిల్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత బేసిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ అన్ని అయిపోయాయి. సో దీంతో అయిపోతాయి అనమాట. ఈరోజు బామ్ ఒకటి కంప్లీట్ చేద్దాము. సో రేపటి నుంచి ప్రైజింగ్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. సో విల్ సి లైక్ టుమారో ఇఫ్ ఎవ్రీ వన్ కెన్ జాయిన్ దెన్ వీ కెన్ స్టార్ట్ అప్ ద ప్రైజింగ్. సో ప్రైజింగ్ అనేది అట్లీస్ట్ మనకు 2 సెషన్స్ కంటిన్యూస్ గా ఉంటే యూజ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. అంటే అర్థమవుతుంది ఈజీగా. సో అది కొంచెం ఇంపార్టెంట్. SAP SD లో సో ప్రైజింగ్, ఇఫ్ యూ డోంట్ నో ప్రైజింగ్, దెన్ యూ విల్ నాట్ బి ఏ కన్సల్టెంట్ అనమాట. సో ఇఫ్ యూ నో ది ప్రైజింగ్ వెరీ వెల్, ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ కాన్ఫిడెంట్ ఆఫ్ ద ప్రైజింగ్, దెన్ డెఫినెట్లీ లైక్ you'll have very good opportunities outside also ప్రైజింగ్ మీద. సో మన బేసిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ తర్వాత హౌ ఇట్ వర్క్స్ ఇన్ SAP ప్రైజింగ్ అనేది, సో దట్ విల్ డిస్కస్ టుమారో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ది పీపుల్ హూ ఎవర్ అటెండింగ్, రైట్? సో విల్ స్టార్ట్ దాట్. సో కాకపోతే సో అట్లీస్ట్ ఇంతవరకు అంటే ఒక కాన్సెప్ట్ ఒక రకంగా మనం డిస్కస్ చేసాము. సో టుమారో ప్రైజింగ్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో బేస్డ్ ఆన్ ది ప్రైజింగ్ సో దెర్ ఆర్ లైక్ సో మెనీ అదర్ టాపిక్స్ ఆల్సో డిపెండింగ్. ఓకే. సో శంకర్ లైక్ సో మీరు అది గ్రూప్ కూడా పోస్ట్ చేయండి, ప్రైజింగ్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు స్టార్ట్ అని చెప్పేసి, సో దట్ లైక్ పీపుల్ విల్ బి మైట్ బి ఇంట్రెస్టెడ్, అదర్ పీపుల్ ఆల్సో. ఓకే. సో ప్రైజింగ్ యాక్చువల్గా నేను ఇప్పుడు కరెంట్ ప్రాజెక్ట్ లో ప్రైజింగ్ మీదనే ఆల్మోస్ట్ 5 years నుంచి చేస్తున్నాను అనమాట. సో ఐఎమ్ గుడ్ ఇన్ ప్రైజింగ్ యాక్చువల్గా. సో ప్రతి ఒక్క ఆర్గనైజేషన్, సో వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఆర్ సర్వీస్ బేస్డ్ కంపెనీ, ప్రైజింగ్ అనేది చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్ అండి. సో based on the customers, based on the country, based on the region, based on the county, based on the material, the price may get changes, right? So based on the conditions, how the system will determine the price for the particular material and customers. So that we are going to discuss from the pricing concepts, right? So it's very important. సో మీరు కొంచెం ఇంతవరకు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసినవి పక్కన పెట్టి సో ఓన్లీ ప్రైజింగ్ మీద కాన్సన్ట్రేట్ చేస్తారంటే కొన్ని రోజులు, సో దట్ విల్ బి బెటర్. ఓకే, fine. So before we start, any doubts in previous sessions, like if you stuck somewhere or if you have any confusions, if you have any doubts, you can ask me now before we start about the pricing, bill of materials.
As of now, I do not have anything, Andy.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. So maybe others also.
Yeah,
Okay.
me too, Andy.
Okay, good. Andy. So ping me or ping me or call me anytime if you get doubts or if you stuck somewhere, right? So don't wait for till weekend. Like madhyalo eppudu practice chesina kuda, if you feel you stuck somewhere, then you can contact me anytime. Okay, fine. So the topic which are going to discuss is bill of materials. In short form, we'll call it as a BOM, BOM. Okay, BOM is nothing but a bill of materials. Okay, basically bill of materials and components of a material which makes up the full product will be called as a bill of material. Okay, components. When I say components, so I'm taking the example of computer here. Okay, in computer we'll have so many components like a CPU, monitor, keyboard, mouse, and other components, right? So all these components together will become as a full material or full product. So this components of the material which makes up the full product will be called as a bill of material. How this bill of material will be configured in SAP, that we'll be discussing today. Okay, so the example which I'm taking here is computer. So when I'm taking the computer consists of different sub items. So components nothing but a sub items. So computer ante manaku so dantlo so we'll have CPU, we'll have monitor, we have keyboard, we have mouse and other sub items, right? So in this example, computer will treat it as a header material, components will be called as a sub items. Okay, so the moment once I place the computer, automatically sub items will be displayed in the sales order. So it will be delivered to the customers as a computer, right? So basically there will be two types of bill of materials in SAP. One is main item level processing or header level item processing. So the header item nothing but main item or header both are same computer, right? So first one is main item level processing and second one is sub item level processing. First we'll see main item level processing. What is main item level processing? So I'll go to some branded showroom. Okay, I'll go to HCL. I wanted to buy HCL computer. It's a HCL is a brand. I want to buy a branded computer as a computer, they'll sell it as a computer only. They'll not charge separately for individual items. So that means the computer box is 50,000 rupees. Okay, so they'll not charge separately for CPU, monitor, keyboard, or mouse. So that means they're not going to charge for the sub items. So as a computer, the price of the material is 50,000 rupees. So the moment once I pay 50,000 rupees, I'm placing the order for a computer. So all the sub items, which is part of that box, will be delivered to the customers. So technically, when I'm talking about the main item level processing, so in main item level processing, the pricing and inventory management will be carried out only for the header item. Sub items will be treated as a text items. That means there will not be separate price, or there is no inventory management will happen for the sub items. Inventory management and pricing will be carried out only for the header items. Right? So that is called as a bill of materials. That is called as a main item level processing. Right? So that means I'm not going to pay separately, or they're not going to charge you separately for sub items. I'm paying all together for the header item as a computer. So first of all, we'll discuss about how to configure the main item level processing and how it displays in the sales order. Okay, for that, we'll create separate material, separate header item and separate sub items. Okay, so if you see here, okay, so the same thing which I mentioned here in main item level processing, pricing, delivery scheduling, and inventory management, it is carried out only for the header item. Okay, sub items will be acted as a text items. So text items, nothing but there will not be pricing, or there will not be inventory management is required for the sub items. Okay, first we'll create the sub item. Oh, sorry, header item. Okay, so let me go to SAP. I'll go to MM01 where I will create the materials. Let's say I'll give like HCL computer. I'm going to create the new material called HCL computer. Okay, we'll select the same industry sector, like whatever the industry sector you want to select. Basically, so I'll recommend to select the mechanical engineering, or it is recommended actually for us for practice purpose. We'll get all the fields here, but your wish, if you want to select other industry sector also, that should be fine. Okay, I'll select the FERT, finished product. Right. So select the views. There's the views which we select for creation of the material, right? Same. So basic data 1, sales organization data 1, sales organization data 2, sales general plan data. The same way how I have selected when I'm creating the material, right? Very first time, the same views I'm selecting here. MRP1, MRP2, MRP3. Accounting one. Okay, so the same views, like I'm not going to select any other views here. The same views which you selected previously, the same is I'm selecting here also. Okay, so enter the plant TG01, store location TG01. Sales organization TG01. Distribution channel is T1. Continue. Okay, so base unit of measure PZ. So T1, 50 kgs. Okay, so I'm just selecting entering all the fields. So the only difference what I can see here is center the item category group as ERLA. So for BOM materials, when you're doing the main item level processing, okay, item category group will enter the ERLA. Okay, ERLA is the item category group which will be used for the BOM items when you're doing the main item level processing. Okay, remaining everything same except this, like remaining everything same. Okay, so transportation group 0001, loading group 0001, MRP type PD, MRP controller 000, lot size is X, everything same. In-house production 10, 00, lead time 10 days, valuation class 7920, Everything same as normal material. Standard price is, let's say, cost of the material 30,000. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Okay, we have created the header item. So we'll pay, we'll post the stock for this material. Okay, I'll go to MB1C where we'll be posting the stock. I use the moment type 561. We know the purpose of moment type 561, right? So enter the plant, under which plant you're going to post the stock. Store location is TG01. HCL computer. Let's say quantity 100 or whatever you like. So that means I'm maintaining the inventory for the header item. Okay, so we'll maintain the price also. Sales price. I'll go to VK11, PR00. Okay, so material with release status, TG01, T1. Under this sales organization, for this distribution channel, the material HCL computer price of this material is, let's say, 50,000 rupees. This is a sales price, right? Then I'm going to save this. So we have the header item. We have the stock for the header item, and we have maintained the price also, sales price. And now we'll go to the sub items also. Okay, so we have this header item. We need to create the sub items. CPU, monitor, keyboard. How many sub items you want to create, you can create. But here for timing, I'm creating only one sub item. When you're practicing, you can create multiple sub items also. Okay, so I'm going to create the sub items. We'll go to MM01 again. Okay, so let's say HCL CPU. HCL CPU is my sub item. Okay, same industry sector and material type. If you want to select other industry sector and material type, also you can select. Okay, so same views: basic data 1, sales organization data 1, sales organization data 2, sales general plan data, MRP 1, MRP 2, MRP 3. Accounting 1 tab, right? Organization levels, TG01. TG01, TG01, 01. Right, so continue. Sorry, T1. Okay, so CPU. I'm just entering all the details. Is weight, let's say 15, like whatever the weight you want to enter. Okay, so PG01. Okay, so item category group for sub items, I'll keep it as a norm only. So I'm not going to change the item category group for this. Okay, so remaining everything same as normal material only. So 0001, 0002 loading group, MRP type PED. $10 days. $7,920. Standard price, let's say, we can say 20,000, whatever. Okay. Sub items I have created. So as we discussed in main item level processing, pricing, delivery scheduling, and inventory management, everything will be done for the header item only. So like pricing will not be carried out by sub items, or inventory management also will not be carried out by sub items. If you maintain inventory also, system will not consider. Okay, so it will carry out only for the header item. So that is the reason I'm not going to maintain the price, or I'm not going to maintain the inventory for sub items. Okay, because we are working on the main item level processing. If we maintain price and stock also, system will not consider that, right? So now we have sub items and we have main items also. So now we need to link each other, right? So we need to maintain the master data where for this header item, this is sub item. Like this, we need to maintain the, sorry. So I'm going to maintain the BOM master data. So to maintain the BOM master data, so again, I'll go to logistics, sales and distribution. So here we have master data. We have products. So if you see here, bill of materials, material BOM, create. So CS01 is the transaction code to create the bill of material. CS01 is the transaction code for creation. CS02 for change. CS03 for display purpose. Okay. So for header material, HCL computer, okay, this plant, under this plant, so HCL computer, right? So HCL computer. In this brand, for this usage, BOM usage, always it is a sales and distribution BOM because we are working for sales and distribution. BOM will be used in different places. So we are working on the sales and distribution. So we are getting the sales and distribution BOM. So that is the reason I'm selecting the BOM usage as a 5, sales and distribution BOM, right? Just double click on this. Okay. So enter the material BOM, plant BOM usage. Press enter. Okay. So for this header material, what are the sub items we have? So enter the components here. Sub items nothing but a component. The component which are created is HCL CPU. Enter the quantity. Let's say for one computer, there will be one CPU, right? So I'll be entering. If it is speakers, I'll enter like 2 speakers or 4 quantity, like 6, whatever. For one computer, I want to give one CPU. So that is why I'm just entering the quantity here. Press enter. So item category has to come automatically, but it is not taking. Why it is taking? So here I can select the, I think L. Let's see. First time we are getting it. So yeah. So for this header item, this is a CPU sub item, and we are delivering one quantity for each computer. Okay, then save it. So now BOM master data has been created. Now we'll try to place the order for this material, right? So I'll go to VA01 or T1. So this is our customer, I believe, right? Yeah. So I'm placing the order for HCL computer. Let's say I'm placing for order like one quantity. So automatically the expected is like, so we are getting the sub items here. So for header item one quantity, I'm getting one CPU free, right? So for the item 10 and sub item number, sub item item is like, it is incremented to the 1, it became 11. Okay, so this is a way like how this BOM is getting determined in the sales order. BOM is getting exploded in the sales order. It will call it as explosion, BOM explosion, because I'm entering the header item only, but it is exploded into sub items also. Right? That is the reason I'm calling it as a explosion of the BOM explosion. Right? So here item category is, if you see a TAQ, how TAQ is coming and how TA is coming. That is very important. The same way, if I check the schedule lines for header item, it is CP, normal, regular schedule line category, because we are going to do the regular delivery. Okay. If I go to the sub item, this is for HCL CPU, it is coming as a CT. That means CT is nothing but it will not have delivery scheduling and inventory management. Whenever we find the scheduling category T ending with a T, that means no inventory management, right? That means it is only text item. So there will not be any price, or there will not be any delivery scheduling for this. Inventory management is required for the particular sub item. Okay, if you go to the conditions, first of all, we'll see the header item. Price I'm getting is a 50,000 rupees. If you see the net price is 50,000 rupees, right? So then if you check this sub item, I'll not have price because particular sub item is not relevant for pricing, right? So how system will understand that? Okay, for this header item, we need to charge and delivery is getting scheduled, and how the sub item is not carrying the price. That is a very important, right? So that we'll see now. First of all, we'll see header item. Header item category is TAQ. So what is the importance of TAQ that we're going to see? Okay, I'll go to item category settings, VO V7. TAQ is header item category, TAQ. If I go to details, billing relevance, A, so it's a delivery related billing, that should be fine. And the pricing is X. So that means my header item is relevant for pricing. So that is the reason we are getting the price. The only difference what we can see, important thing is structured scope A. Okay, so when I say structured scope A, explode single level bomb. That means, so this particular item category is relevant for bomb. Because of this setting, only bomb is getting exploded in sales order. The moment once I enter the header item, sub items are coming because of this setting only. For normal item category 10, it will be blank. So do not explode material structure. That means bomb will not explode. So because of this setting, only bomb is getting exploded for the particular item when I'm creating the sales order because of this setting, right? So now I'll go to the sub item. So these are the main settings you need to remember. Okay, so now sub item category is TAE. Right, sub item category TAE. You see here, pricing is blank. So even if you maintain the price also, system will not determine the price because pricing is blank here. Billing relevance is blank. We are not going to get the billing relevance for this. That means billing is not in billing will not have price for this material. We are going to bill for this sub item separately. And okay, so these are the two settings you need to remember, right? So now we'll go to scheduling category, VO V7. Before moving to scheduling category, we'll see how these item categories are getting determined in the sales document, right? How TAQ is coming automatically because of the item category determination. If you remember, item category determination, VO V4 transaction, right? So we already discussed how the item categories are getting determined. It will be based on the combination of sales document type or and item category group. So what is the item category for the header item? What is the item category group which you maintain? Instead of norm, we used ERLA, right? So ERLA, ERLA, right? So if it's, sorry, ERLA. So the default item category is TAQ. OR plus ERLA is equal to TAQ. So same item category determination which we discussed previous classes. So if you remember, OR plus norm is equal to TAN. IN plus TAN, IN plus norm is equal to. So we have discussed about the item categories in IN, right? AFN, AZN. The same way, so OR plus ERLA is equal to TAQ. So this is how TAQ is getting determined in the sales order. Okay. So another item category, TAE, which is very, very important here. How this TAE is getting determined. Okay. So for example, if I place the order only for HCL CPU, it will be different item category. If I want to buy only HCL CPU, then it will be different item category. So TAN is coming. But when I'm placing along with the header item, the item category is TAE. How the system will understand that? Because TAN is relevant for pricing, whereas TAE is not relevant for pricing. Okay, if I want to buy only CPU, then it will be charged and the inventory management is required. But along with the header item, the sub items HCL CPUs, we are not going to charge separately. For that, we are getting the item category, default item category as TAE. How we are getting it? Let me show you that. OR plus item category for the sub item is norm, right? And first time we are going to use the higher level item category. So that means header item category. For this, okay, so in other way, we'll call it as header item as a parent item. and sub item will call it as a child item. For this child item, who is a parent? 10th item, right? But how the system will understand that, okay, 10th item is the parent item because of higher level item. If you see here, higher level item is 10. That means for this item, 10th item is the parent item. So this is called as a parent item. What is the item category of the parent item? TAQ. So this will be called as a higher level item category. Okay, so higher level item category is TAQ here. So if you see here, this combination, so OR plus norm and parent item category is TAQ. With this combination, we have the default item category is TAE, which is getting determined automatically, which is not relevant for pricing, which is not relevant for inventory management, right? Clear? Any confusion here in the item category determination in the sub items?
No.
Okay, very good. So this is the way item categories are getting determined in the BOM.
No.
So now we'll see scheduling categories. So I'll go to VOV6. Okay, CP, we already know that. Okay, for header item, we are getting the CP. So it will be like regular scheduling category, where we will have the movement type 601 and so available check and transfer requirements. And so second item category is CT. So CT, T, whenever we see the T in end of the scheduling category, that means it is not, it is like it says that no inventory management. If I get into details, everything is blank. No movement type, nothing. Because it is not relevant for inventory management, right? So this is about the CT. So this is about like how the main item level processing will work in SAP, right? So any questions here in main item level processing? Fine. So if you see here, item category group for main item is ERLA. For sub item it will be norm only. Right? Yeah. So main item category is TAQ and sub item item category is TAE. Scheduling categories will be CP and CT. Right. Now we'll go to the sub item level processing. Sub item level processing. So any guesses what will be the sub item level processing? In main item level processing, we are going to charge for header item. Sub items will be treated as a text item. But in other way, so in sub item level processing, how it works? Any guesses? By saying this flow, right, we can understand. Any guesses? So how sub item level processing will work in BOM? So you understand about, yeah, go ahead.
సారీ అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఆ సబ్ ఐటమ్స్ కి కూడా మనం సెపరేట్ గా వీ హ్యావ్ టు సెట్ అప్ ప్రైసింగ్ బికాస్ ఇన్ కేస్ దే నీడ్ ఓన్లీ దోస్ పర్టిక్యులర్ సబ్ ఐటమ్స్ వీ కెన్ ప్రాసెస్ దెమ్ ఇదర్ ఫ్రీ ఆఫ్ కాస్ట్ ఆర్ అట్ కాస్ట్.
యా, సో బేసికల్ గా ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ సో మనం బ్రాండెడ్ కంప్యూటర్కి వెళ్తే వాళ్ళు సపరేట్ గా అమ్మరు కదా. సో వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు పే 50,000 రూపీస్ ఆల్ టుగెదర్. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇంక్లూజివ్ ఆఫ్ ఆల్ ది సబ్ ఐటమ్స్. సో లెట్స్ సే ఐ వాంట్ బై లైక్ సమ్ మనం హైదరాబాద్ లో హైదరాబాద్ కానీ ఎక్కడికైనా వెళ్తే మనకు అసెంబుల్డ్ కంప్యూటర్స్ కి వెళ్తామండి. సో ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇన్ హైదరాబాద్ చాలా షాప్స్ ఉంటాయి, అసెంబుల్డ్ షాప్స్ ఉంటాయి అనమాట. సో వెన్ యూ గో ఫర్ అసెంబుల్డ్ షాప్స్, సో దే లాస్ట్
కాంపోనెంట్స్
ఎగ్జాక్ట్లీ. So they'll ask you what configuration you want. Okay, so i5 processor. Okay, i7 processor I want. So i5 like let's say it is 20,000 rupees. i7 like it is 30,000. So based on the component which are like which are selecting, based on that they'll charge for the computer. Right? So that means in sub item level processing they're going to charge for the sub items. All sub items together will become as a computer cost, computer price. We're not going to charge separately for header item. We're not going to charge for like computer. We're going to charge for the sub items based on their like based on their interest, based on their selection. So for CPU, like I'm going to charge 12,000 rupees. I want to have like 17 inches monitor, so flat monitor, LED monitor. So for that I'm going to charge 3,500 rupees. For keyboard, like I want a cordless keyboard, right? So then digital keyboard, like I want to pay like 2,500. If I want to go for different keyboard, normal keyboard, then it will be lesser price, different price. So based on the components which are selecting, for that we are going to charge, right? That means, so in sub item level processing, so we are going to charge inventory management, pricing, and delivery scheduling will be carried out only for the sub items, and header item will be treated as a text item. So that means they are not going to charge separately for computer. They're going to charge for the sub items altogether. It will become as a computer price, right? So now what I'll do is, so we have the computer HCL computer already, which is created. So though we have the stock, though we have the we have the stock and price. So system is not going to consider when you're working on the sub item level processing, right? So if you're practicing, you can create your own material, separate material for this also. But I'm going to use the same material here also. First of all, we'll see if you want to create the new material, you'll go to MM01, create another material. But I'm going to use the same material, HCL computer. Only change what we need to do is, I'll go to item category group in sales organization 2 tab. Okay, 90, so TG01, TG01, T1. If you want, you can create your own separate material. But instead of ERLA, we need to use a different item category for the sub item level processing. LUMF is the item category group we can use. Okay, so everything is same. Save it. Right? So we have the stock and material, though we don't require that. Okay, price and stock not required for the header item. But if you maintain also, nothing will happen. System will not consider. System just ignores that. Right? Now we have the sub items already. HCL CPU is already created, so nothing to do with that. But we need to maintain the price and inventory for the particular sub item. Why we need to maintain the price and price and inventory? What is the reason? So why do we need to maintain the price and stock for the sub items?
Because we are going to assemble them individually. So
exactly. So we are going to charge. Price. Exactly. So మనం ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ separate గా sub items కు charge చేస్తున్నాం. So we are not going to charge for the computer. We are going to charge for individual components, right? So that is the reason we need to maintain the stock and price for the sub items now. So in this scenario, I'm going to maintain this price. I'll go to VK11. Okay, so material with release status, computer, HCL CPU. Let's say I'll charge 20,000, whatever. Save it. And I'll maintain the stock also in B1C. Okay. Still CPU. 100. Right. So document is got posted. So we have the stock for the sub items and price also. And anyway, we have the BOM master data is already maintained. Okay, if you want to see, you can see it again. So in last scenario itself, we have maintained, right? HCL computer. So we already maintain the component or BOM. We have the header item, we have sub items. BOM master data is already created, so nothing to do with this. Now let's create the sales order. The moment once we place the order for computer, so system will display the components. Okay, so header item category which is coming as a TAP, and sub item category which is coming as a TAN, which is regular item category. If you see the price, okay, so for a header item, we'll trade as a text item, so there is no price. Though we have the price for the header item, header item ku kuda price maintain chesam gaani price ravatledu. So if you see the sub item, we are getting 20,000. So because we are working on the sub item level processing. Okay, so header item category is tab, and sub item category is tab, and scheduling category. So for sub item, it is CP, which is regular delivery, and header item, the scheduling category is seat, which is reversed here, right? So now we need to understand how system is understanding, how system is determining TAP and TAN for the header item and sub item. That also we can see now, right? Or before that, we'll see the settings for TAP. Okay, so I'll go to Vivo V7. Okay, tab. So header item category is TAP. Okay, so if I go to details here, which is relevant for billing relevance. So billing, though header item is not relevant for pricing, but still we need to have that material in billing, right? So it will be displayed as zero price. సో ఎందుకంటే మనకు కంప్యూటర్ అని పేరు లేకుండా బిల్లింగ్ చేయకుండా సో ఓన్లీ సబ్ ఐటమ్స్ యూ కెనాట్ బిల్ రైట్. సో వీ నీడ్ టు హ్యావ్ దట్ మెటీరియల్ బట్ there is no price here. Price if you see here zero. We'll bill computer as a zero price. And if you see here another important setting, structure scope. Structure scope is A. That means like it is relevant for single level BOM. And delivery group, which is very important setting we need to remember here. So what is delivery group? నార్మల్గా ఏంటంటే మనం అమెజాన్లో ఏదైనా ఆర్డర్ ప్లేస్ చేసాం అనుకోండి. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ లైక్ ఐఎమ్ ప్లేసింగ్ ది ఆర్డర్ ఫర్ కంప్యూటర్. Computer consists of like CPU, monitor, keyboard, and other. I'm placing the order for like keyboard, monitor, like CPU, speakers, and other things. So when I'm placing the order for computer with these components, it has to be delivered as a computer. Okay, so sometimes ఏమవుతుందంటే ఈరోజు CPU డెలివరీ చేస్తాడు, సో ఇంకో రోజు ఏంటి కీబోర్డ్ డెలివరీ చేస్తాడు. సో వెన్ ది అదర్ మెటీరియల్ ఇస్ అవైలబుల్ లైక్ స్పీకర్స్, దే డెలివరీ ఆఫ్టర్ 20 days. అంటే సో ఈచ్ కాంపోనెంట్. Okay, so 1 second. Sorry. So when you're delivering, when you're placing the order for computer, it has to be delivered as a computer. Individual items like should not be delivered in different delivery dates, right? సో మనం ఎప్పుడైనా సరే హ్యూమన్ మెంటాలిటీ ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే, సో వెన్ ఐమ్ ప్లేసింగ్ ది ఆర్డర్ ఫర్ యాజ్ ఎ కాంబో, సో ఇట్ హ్యాస్ టు బి డెలివర్డ్ యాజ్ ఎ కాంబో. When you're delivering individual with individual delivery dates, like that will not be like good for business, or it will not create good impression on that particular material, right? So to avoid that situation, instead of delivering on different delivery dates for the components, I want to group all the components with a single delivery date. Okay, so what is the like latest date when all the materials will be available? We'll group all the sub items with a single delivery date and we deliver it as a group to the customers. So by using this field, we can deliver all these components together to the customers. This is one of the very important settings for the BOM materials. Okay, when you're delivering to the customers. So this is one setting we need to remember. Okay, so this is about the TAP. And I'm going to TAN. Anyway, we know about TAN, right? So how the TAN is getting determined. What is the settings of the TAN, which is relevant for pricing, which is relevant for billing. So nothing like not required to discuss it again. Now we'll see how these item categories are getting determined. Okay, if I go to Vivo V4, first one is OR. Item category group is LUMF for the header item. The default item category is TAP, which is getting automatically. Right? So now if we select the sales document type OR, item category group is norm. And what is the higher level item category here? In this case, if you see my order, what will be the higher level item category? For this child, TAN is a child landing. So we need to have the higher level item category to determine this child, like TAN. So we need to have the higher level item category, right?
Okay, and even while assembling, the higher level will always be the computer.
Exactly. అంతే కదా. సో మన అసెంబ్లీ చేసినప్పుడే సరే పేరెంట్ వచ్చేసి మన కంప్యూటర్ ఉంటుంది.
అవునవును. సో ఇట్ విల్ బి TAP.
Exactly. So TAP will be the higher level item category. So default item category is TAN, right? So this is the way item category is getting determined, right? So now coming to scheduling category, Vivo V6. So header item category, scheduling category is CT, which is not relevant for inventory management. So everything is blank here. And sub-item scheduling category will be CP, which is regular one, which will be having all the settings in that, like movement type and other settings, right? Okay, CP, right? 60. Okay, so this is the way like sub-item item category, sub-item level processing will work. Right? So we have the sub-item level. So in sub-item level processing, pricing, delivery, scheduling, and inventory management is carried out only for the sub-items. Main item will be acted as a text item. Item category group which we use for the main item is LUMF. Okay, so these are the main settings, and these are about the BOM in SAP. Right? Any questions here? Any questions ఉన్నాయండి? సో బామ్ అనేది అంటే దీన్ని స్ట్రక్చర్డ్ మెటీరియల్స్ అంటారు అనమాట. స్ట్రక్చర్ ఉంటుంది కాబట్టి దీన్ని స్ట్రక్చర్డ్ మెటీరియల్ బామ్ ఎక్స్ప్లోజన్ బామ్ బిల్ ఆఫ్ మెటీరియల్స్ ఎవ్రీథింగ్ సేమ్. సో మోస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ది కంపెనీస్ యూజ్ దిస్ ఫంక్షనాలిటీ. సో ఇది అంటే వన్ ఆఫ్ ది ఇంపార్టెంట్ ఫీచర్ విచ్ వాట్ వీ హ్యావ్ ఇన్ SAP in SD model. రైట్. సో ఎనీ క్వశ్చన్స్? సో దీంతో మనకు బామ్ అయిపోయాయండి. సో బేసిక్ కాన్సెప్ట్స్ వచ్చేసి అయిపోయాయి మనకు. సో వీ నీడ్ టు స్టార్ట్ అప్ విత్ ద ప్రైజింగ్ మనం రేపు స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాము. సో ఒకేలా సో చూద్దాం, రేపైతే స్టార్ట్ చేద్దాం ప్రైజింగ్ అనేది. విల్ సీ if you want to discuss any other topics before pricing, you can see like based on the attendance tomorrow. సో ఏమైనా డౌట్స్ ఉంటే అడగండి, పర్లేదు. We still have time.
సుధాకర్ గారు, ఇప్పుడు హౌ ఇస్ మార్కెట్ ఫర్ SAP SD?
SAP మార్కెట్ ఎప్పుడు బాగానే ఉంటుందండి. ఎందుకంటే సో ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ లైక్ టాప్ మోస్ట్ కంపెనీస్, ఎవ్రీబడి ఈస్ యూజింగ్ SAP. ఇఫ్ యూ టేక్ లైక్ 100 కంపెనీస్, 90% కంపెనీస్ ఆర్ యూజింగ్ SAP అనమాట. సో దో లైక్ మనకి రష్యన్ ఉన్నా సరే మనకి SAP అయితే ఓపెనింగ్స్ ఉంటాయండి. నాట్ లైక్ అదర్ టెక్నాలజీస్ లైక్ జావా, .NET అవి ఏంటంటే ఎప్పుడు ఓపెనింగ్స్ ఉంటాయి. రష్యన్ వచ్చినప్పుడు విపరీతంగా అంటే డౌన్ అవుతుంది. కానీ SAP అనేది ఎప్పుడు స్టేబుల్ గా ఉంటుందండి. అంటే
ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఫర్ SD మాడ్యూల్.
SD మాడ్యూల్ అంటే SAP అంటే ఇంకా అన్ని మాడ్యూల్స్ కు ఒక ఈక్వల్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ ఉంటుంది అనమాట. సో అది కోర్ మాడ్యూల్ అండి. ఎప్పుడు SD గానీ, MM గానీ, FI గానీ, తర్వాత ABAP గానీ, సో ఇవన్నీ ఈక్వల్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ అనమాట మనం. సో ఎప్పుడు ఓపెనింగ్స్ ఉంటూనే ఉంటాయి. సో ఈక్వల్ గా ఉంటాయి అనమాట. సో SD మాడ్యూల్ తక్కువ ఉంటాయి అనే ఏం లేదు. ఇంతకుముందు కాకపోతే ఏంటంటే కాంపిటీషన్ SD ప్రతి ఒక్కరు నేర్చుకునే వాళ్ళు అనమాట ఇంతకుముందు. సో అందుకని కాంపిటీషన్ ఎక్కువ ఉండేది అంటారు. కానీ అలా ఏమి ఉండదు. ఎవరైతే బాగా కాన్సెప్ట్స్ బాగా ఉంటాయి వాళ్ళ దగ్గర వాళ్ళు ఖచ్చితంగా సర్వైవ్ అవుతారండి.
సో ఇప్పుడు రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ పడితే హౌ దోస్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ విల్ బి ఫర్ దిస్ SAP SD రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్? అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ జాబ్ రోల్, వాట్ కైండ్ ఆఫ్ జాబ్ రోల్?
సారీ అర్థం కాలేదండి, మళ్ళీ చెప్పండి ఒకసారి. రికార్డింగ్ ఆఫ్ చేసేస్తాను, ఒక్క నిమిషం.
ఓకే.
రికార్డింగ్ ఎక్కడ ఆఫ్ చేయాలో అర్థం కావట్లేదు.